What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll show you how to make this off-shoulder bodycon dress. So let's get started. To cut this dress, you fold your fabric into 4 places and then you take the length of your dress. So to get the length of your dress, you minus 5 inches from the top part and then you take the desired length of your dress and add 3 inches to it. So on the top part, you take your bust point to bust point measurement. So for mine, I have 8 inches. And then you divide it by 2. So I have 4 inches. And then I'll add 1 inch to it. So I'll have 5 inches. So it's your bust point to bust point measurement divided by 2. And then add 1 inch. On this 5 inches mark, we'll take the armhole measurement. So you place your tape here again, minus 5 inches. And then you take your armhole, which is 9 inches. And then you add 1 inch to it. So I have 10 inches. On this 10 inches mark, I'll take my bust measurement. So you divide your bust measurement by 4. I have 9 inches. And then I'll just add ½ inch to it for seam allowance. And then to get the waist measurement, I'll place my tape here, minus 5 inches, I'll take 16 inches. And then you divide your waist measurement by 4. So I have 8.5. Again, I'll add ½ inch to it. So I'll have 9 inches altogether. And then to get the hip measurement, you place your tape here again. And then take 23 or 24 inches. So on this line, you take your hip measurement divided by 4. I have 10.5. And then I'll just add ½ inch to it. So I'll have 11 inches. And then I'll connect these lines together. On the bottom of the dress, I'll take my hip measurement divided by 4 minus 1. So my hip measurement divided by 4 minus 1 inch is 9.5. And then I'll connect the line to the hip line. So on this part, I'll take 1 inch for the armhole curve. And then I'll draw a curved line from here down to this place. And then I'll go ahead and cut. On the neckline, I'll come down by 1 inch. So I'll connect this 1 inch mark to this point. Then I'll go ahead and cut. I'll set this aside. For the sleeves, you fold your fabric into 4 places and then you take the length of your sleeve. You minus 5 inches. For mine, I'm using 22 inches. And then I'll add 3 inches to it, so I have 25 inches. On the top part, I'll take my bicep measurement. So you divide your bicep measurement by 3. For mine, I have 4 inches. Then you add ½ inch to it for seam allowance. Again, it's your bicep circumference divided by 3. And then you add ½ inch to it. On the bottom part of the sleeve, you take your wrist circumference divided by 2. So for mine, I have 4 inches. So it's your wrist circumference divided by 2. And then you add ½ inch to it. And then you take your dress, you place it on this part, your 4.5 inch. You place it here like this. And then you mark it out. So I've placed my dress on the sleeve and then I've marked out the armhole. And then I'll connect this line to my wrist circumference. And then I'll go ahead and cut. After cutting, you mark 1 inch on this part. And then you connect it to this place. And then you go ahead and cut. So after cutting, you notch this part. For the band, you take the measurement around your body. For mine, I have 45 inches. I've cut this piece of fabric measuring 40 inches long. I've cut it on fold. And then for the length of the band, I have about 13 inches wide. So with the right sides facing each other, you go ahead and sew the edge of the band together. To join this dress, you take the right side of your sleeve, you take the armhole area, you pin it to the armhole of the dress. So you pin right sides facing each other. You pin it together. You take the other side, you pin it to the other side of the dress. And then after pinning, you go ahead and sew it together. You also sew this side together. And then you do the same for the other sleeve. And then after sewing the sleeve to the dress, you pin the armholes together. And then you go ahead and sew from here down to the end of the dress. You also do the same for the other side. You sew from here down to the end of the dress. And then after joining the dress together, we'll set it aside. And then we'll take the band. You sew the edges together and then you flip it inside out. So you have the right side facing you. So here's the joint part of the band and here's the midpoint of the band. So I'll notch this part. And so you take your dress, you take the band, you take the notched part of the band, you pin it to the notched part of the dress. So you pin right side of your band to the wrong side of your dress. You pin the notched part together. And then you take the joint part of the band, you pin it to the other notched part of the dress. And then you go ahead and sew. Again, you take the notched part of the band, you pin the right side of the band to the wrong side of the dress. So you pin the notched part together. So I've pinned the entire band to the dress. The next step is to go ahead and sew it together. So after sewing, this is what you have. And then you go ahead and hem the sleeves, and then you hem the bottom of the dress. And that's it. So here's the dress. Please like and share this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not. I love you for watching. Thank you.